they're leading with the story about Biden frantic after forgetting he put mask in his pocket.
I mean, it is just, when you look at the picture they're using with it, Howie, it kind of makes sense. That definitely gets the clicks going.
Apparently, too, that one part of the event that we didn't mention is that Jill was also looking on the ground to see if it. So she's gonna pick it up off the ground and hand it to him, because that's very sanitary.
She was picking up his binder and his folders and looking through. It reminded me of like when you lose something in school and your teacher tries to help you find it and all your stuff.
Yeah. Well, the frantic searching just coupled with the fact that everyone on that stage has been vaccinated, and you just announced several days ago that you can be outside without a mask, makes it really weird.
It was so weird. It was surreal, and they just looked so incompetent and so like sloppy. And then today, Howie, there's a picture of him, at his Amtrak thing, whatever he's doing there, and he's got a blue baseball cap on, no mask, and he's fist bumping Amtrak officials. And I have to say, it's like they're monitoring. Jen Psaki calls it conservative Twitter. It's like they're just waiting to see what we say in the afternoon, and then they change up what they're doing. Like now he's out without a mask, which looks almost as silly because, to Taylor's point, yesterday he had a mask. And then the day before, he said he wasn't going to wear the mask. So it's like, just pick a lane, bro.
I took the late train back from Washington, and I slept through the Delaware stop, literally, not figurative. I only did it about 4 times.
Why would we think that was figuratively?
I know.
Well, you can figuratively travel around the world in a high-speed plane.
I know.
My brain is going at subsonic
If you travel enough, if you're a commuter on a train long enough, eventually you're going to sleep through the stop. Okay. I mean, I did it. I did it once. I woke up in Fitchburg. It was bad. That just only once, but I could see that happening. Why don't we play the cut of him? He's being asked. He's being asked by the guy on the Today Show, why he keeps wearing a mask while he's vaccinated. And I mean, I can't really I can't transcribe this because it would go on too long, but his answer makes absolutely no sense. It's cut number 3.
CDC guidance this week about outdoor mask wearing. A lot of folks excited that they can now shed these masks if they've been double vaccinated. Are you going to be one of these folks now? Are we no longer going to see the president of the United States outside with a mask on?
Sure. I mean, but what I'm going to do, though, because the likelihood of my being able to be outside and people not come up to me is not very, very high. So it's like, look, you and I took our masks off when I came in because look at the distance we are. But if we were, in fact, sitting there talking to one another close, I'd have my mask on and I bet you'd have a mask, even though we've both been vaccinated. And so it's a small precaution to take that has a profound impact. It's a patriotic responsibility, for God's sake. It's making sure that your wife, your children, if in fact they haven't been vaccinated, making sure that they're not going to get sick.
What the hell is he talking about?
Who has more credibility, Joe Biden or Bill Nye the Science Guy?
I'm going Bill Nye. I mean, he sounds like the teachers in Charlie Brown when they go wah 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 wah. It's like, what are you saying? Are you saying anything? If I have one on and you have one on, and then we both have one on.
It's a very small thing, but it's profound. Okay,
it's sad. You know what, Howie? Molly Hemingway had said this earlier, and I think it's absolutely true. They keep saying, well, it sends a message. It definitely does send a message. The message has been sent. It's just not the message they think they're sending.
Right.
They're sending a message that they're insane.
I agree.
And now they're backtracking, Howie. I don't know if you saw this. Obviously, what's happening in India right now is really terrible. I mean, their hospitals are totally overwhelmed. But Biden is putting a ban on travel from India. Now, keep in mind...
I thought that was racist. Wasn't that racist when Donald Trump did it to China?
When Donald Trump did it, it wasn't racist. It was xenophobic.
It was nativist, xenophobic, and it was racist. It was the triple crown.
And he said, walls won't stop this virus. And now he's banning travel. And I think Jared told me earlier that Ron Klain said it's not a ban, it's a Band-Aid. Like I said, it's the destruction of words. Nothing means anything anymore.
It's not a pandemic, it's a panic.
It's doublespeak. It's not doublespeak.
You can't have
You deserve to have a president and an administration who will work with you and support you in these efforts, not try to scapegoat your communities or advance xenophobic political agenda.
Was that today?
No, that was months and months ago.
Okay. By the way, here's Biden's introduction last night when he arrives in the state of Georgia. Cut 11.
Hello, Georgia, and the other county back there.
Georgia does have a lot of counties, by the way. I think they have more counties than any
But if
other
you're
state
saying
in the
hello
union.
to the whole state, you don't have to include the other county.
Especially when there's like 160 or 180 counties, right? Yeah, you're right. Why do you want to single out one county?
I have to say, this entire administration, I know we're only at 100 days, but it does, you know what? It does feel like dog years. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've been watching this for 1,000 years. They're an optics disaster.
Grace, I just got to keep playing these cuts because we got a lot of stuff tied up today.
Howie, I would be upset if you did not play these cuts.
Okay, now can you think about this as you listen to this cut? Imagine if Donald Trump were to say something like this: the hue and the cry and the din from the mainstream media. Cut 7.
During the campaign, you pledged to reunite hundreds of children who have been separated from their parents by the previous administration. According to our reporting, in your first 100 days, not one child's been reunited.
I don't think that.
How is that?
I don't think that's true, but that could be. What we have done is we have united children with their families as they've come across the border. But one of the things is we don't know yet where those kids are. We're trying like hell to figure out what happened. It's almost like being a sleuth, and we're still continuing to try like hell to find out where they are.
That sounded like a little toot came out.
It did. I heard a little toot.
I know that wasn't the point of the clip, Howie.
Where those kids are. We're trying like hell to figure out what happened. It's almost like being a sleuth, and we're still continuing to try like hell to find out where they are.
I feel like a sleuth trying to figure out who farted.
Yeah, but can you imagine? Trump admits they've lost kids. Unaccompanied minors go missing under racist, nativist administration. Orange man bad. But there's no fact checker anymore at the Washington Post for Joe Biden because he was ad-libbing, and that's when he flubs. When you look at his prepared
I love that. Daniel Dale said when he does the number stuff, he really kind of messes up. I'm like, the number stuff.
What else have we got here, Grace?
Well, I definitely want to keep playing these, but Howie, I just have to say, the Craig Melvin of it all, I mean, I'm impressed he asked him that question in the last cut, but you can hear it in his voice. He doesn't want to. He's like so sad about that. Our reporting shows that actually you haven't reunited any kids. It's like they don't want to ask these questions. They feel bad. They want to ask him about Major.
Yeah.
And the cat.
I know. There were multiple questions about the pets today on the Today Show.
It's crazy. All right. So should we keep going with the cuts, Howie?
Yeah. I mean, well, if you got anything else you want to get into, feel free.
There's a big story out of Houston right now. Houston police uncovered disturbing human smuggling case with more than 90 people trapped in a home. A lot of them have COVID. Houston police uncovered dozens of people trapped in a home this afternoon after a reported kidnapping call. They received tips Thursday that prompted an all-night investigation that eventually led investigators to the home on Friday. When we got into the house, we realized that there were over 90 people inside, one of the SWAT team members said. It's a human smuggling case. It's a pretty crazy story. Multiple people inside reported possible coronavirus symptoms, including fevers and loss of sense and smell.
But it's not really a problem, Grace. You understand that? Cut 6.
But in April alone, Mr. President, 170,000 people, migrants, apprehended at the border. It's a 20-year record. There are 22,000 unaccompanied children in our country right now. That's a record. That sounds to most folks like a crisis.
Well, look, it's way down now. We've now gotten control.
Grace, if you go back to Tuesday, there were 150 illegal aliens in that house in Harris County, Texas.
It's way down now.
It's way down. It's under control.
But that's the part of it that kind of blows my mind is that, like, remember when it was Trump, they fact checked everything, and everything he said, they would go into the minuscule little jokes he would make and break them down and fact check them. And then all Joe Biden has to say to a factual question about an actual number is, it's way down now.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, I feel better.
Well, you know, when he said last night he was being heckled by the illegal aliens in Georgia and, you know, they abolish ICE and all this stuff. And he said, just give me 5 days or something to that effect. And then today he was asked about that. And he says, I was just teasing. Was Donald Trump ever allowed to say he was just teasing, like when he asked Russia to release all of Hillary Clinton's emails that she tried to destroy to avoid a subpoena?
The difference is that Donald Trump's jokes are funny. I didn't even understand what the teasing is. Just give me 5 days. People on Twitter were like, what's happening in 5 days? We're scared. By the way, Grace's News is brought to you by Toyota of Portsmouth, the house of value. I love my new RAV4 XLE. I just got it clean last weekend. And I love the process of leasing it because everyone at Toyota of Portsmouth is wonderful. They have a huge, sparkling, clean showroom and an incredible staff. So make sure you get yourselves there. They're located just south of the Portsmouth traffic circle off of 95. Go to toyotaofportsmouth.com or visit them at the showroom and tell them Grace sent you. If you don't mind, Howie,
yes,
I would like to play one more. I know you've already played it, but I think it's going to be a fan favorite. Taylor, can I play the cut where Biden mentions beans?
But the beans, how did most of the middle class folks who are Caucasian or white, how'd they make it?
Beans, the wonderful fruit. I think Joe Biden let out a toot.
Incidentally, they're asking on the text line, was Johnny Crawford from Rifleman in the death pool? The death pool is not currently ongoing. When I get back to Boston next week, we'll have another death pool coming up. You don't even know who Johnny Crawford is, do you, Grace?
I have no idea.
He was the son of the Rifleman himself, the guy who played for the Red Sox and for the Boston Celtics, Chuck Connors, and it's Johnny Crawford. He had a couple of top 40, or at least one top 40 hits, and I will give you, and he was a Mouseketeer too. He died at the age of 75. And here's his most famous line from the Rifleman. Pa! 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 He was nominated for an Emmy for in 1959. Pa!
Wow. Any relation to Jim Eagle?
I don't know. I don't think so. It was a good show though. It was a good show.
Well, Howie, I am out of here, but I will be back for Police Blotter Facts Friday. And just a small tease, if I may. I don't know if it's the warmer weather or what, but we have a lot of really great police blotters. 90% of them are actually from Howie Carr. He's been sending them nonstop this week, but they're very, very good. So make sure you guys tune in.
But you can send them yourself. If you've got one, send it. It's not too late to get in for this week's Police Blotter Facts Friday. Grace at HowieCarrShow.com.
Yes. And if I get one from Howie and one from a listener, I still give the listener the prize, even though Howie might have sent it in before you.
All right. 844-500-4242. Why buy gold? Are you watching what is happening in the world today? Global pandemic, U.S. debt piling up, spiking inflation, and the looming Biden tax plan. In the 2008 financial crisis, many Americans lost a large portion of their retirement savings. So what are you doing now to protect your money? Well, many turned to Goldco, the leading gold IRA company in the U.S. and four-time Inc. 500 winning company. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of five-star customer reviews, you can trust the team at Goldco to help you protect and grow your wealth. Go to goldco.com/Howie Carr to request your free IRA guide that uncovers the secret that financial advisors won't tell you. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay and fall victim to another stock market crash, inflation hike, or dollar decline. Visit goldcode.com/Howie Carr, goldcode.com/Howie Carr to get your free IRA guide today. If you visit goldcode.com/Howie Carr now, Goldco will give you up to $10,000 in free silver when you open a qualifying account. That's right, up to $10,000 in free silver. I'm Howie Carr.
He doesn't do this just for the money.
It's also my pleasure to see to it that decent, hard-working people in this community aren't robbed blind by a pack of money-mad pirates just because they haven't anybody to look after their interests.
Howie Carr. We'll be right back.